Right now at 6, two pickup trucks collide in Webb City yesterday, sending one person to the hospital with non-life-threatening injuries.
And we've got that cold front pushing through. It's going to be cold. It's going to be breezy today. Look at how cold it's going to be coming up.
Plus, body camera video shows a Goodyear police officer pulling an 18-year-old woman from her burning car.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Samantha Walker.
And I'm Chris Warner. It is now finally Friday in the 4 states, December the 12th. Happy Friday to you all. Hopefully your week has been good so far. I know the temperatures have been kind of crazy, but outside of that, hopefully your week's been all right.
Has your week been good, Chris?
I have survived it. I am still here, or so I think I am. I may not be.
After I bullied you into making a TikTok.
Well, I'll survive just about anything. Yeah, we were talking about this. I first got into this business. I was in high school, and back then, social media was still a new thing, and we were all told, don't do these things. You'll look unprofessional. You won't look credible. People won't trust you. Now the times have changed. It's taken me a minute to adapt, but now the times have changed. They're like, oh, the viewers actually enjoy seeing you guys have fun and realizing we're not just talking heads behind a pretty desk. It is a pretty desk. It's a nice desk. But we are more than that, and it's just an interesting adaptation for some of us who have been doing this way too long.
And now they can see a video of you dancing to Taylor Swift on my Facebook page.
I do like Taylor Swift. I'm not a Swiftie. I've told you that before. I don't like every song she makes, but I do like some of them. So,
yeah.
And she's She's only like a year or two younger than I am, so that's the crazy part there, and considerably more successful.
So she's a billionaire, I believe?
Yeah, I'm nowhere near that. I am a dollar heir, if that makes any difference, and I've got a lot of pennies in my car that could be worth a fortune someday.
Just gotta wait it out.
If you are heading out in your car, probably got the heat on because we've got that cold front pushing through and temperatures have dropped back behind it. We're going to start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. Things looking pretty good so far. If you look at the Christmas decorations, you can see them moving just a bit. We're starting to see the winds behind this front increase just a little. Our camera 7th and range line in Joplin. A lot more cars out there on the road now than there was about an hour ago, of course, as folks get their day underway. KDOT camera on 171 here, looking west of 69, or sorry, east of 69. It looks pretty good so far. And the MoDOT camera, 32nd and range line. Got a big truck taking off. Got a few folks on the road getting their day started on what is a cold start to the day. Our temperatures, we've now come down to 33 in Joplin, 30 in Pittsburgh. Earlier we were 36, 37 here and 33 in Pittsburgh. Temperatures will continue to fall back a bit behind this front. In fact, up north, we've got some upper 20s out there, especially along the 54 corridor. But you can also tell where that front hasn't been just yet. Cassville's at 46, Bentonville at 44. Where everybody else, or most of us, are in the low to mid 30s. Still got some upper 30s, and those temperatures will continue to drop. Now, ahead of the front, not much wind to talk about. We are starting to see them increase behind it. So now we're getting a wind chill in Cassville and down into Benton County. That means the front itself is making its way through, and your temperatures will begin to drop. Look at some of these wind chills, though. We've got low 20s out there. It feels like 20 in Nevada, so a bitterly cold start to the day in terms of those winds. Now, something I mentioned earlier, too, those of you that were south of I-44, where it's been a little warmer, like Cassville, for example, at 46. There's a chance that some locations, again, especially down south, the temperatures you were at in the last hour or so will be your recorded high temperature for today, even though your daytime temperature this afternoon may be colder than that. As we all get behind the front, we'll have north winds occasionally gusting to 20. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies, already starting to see that across the area. After 5, we'll start to go partly cloudy, and we will remain partly cloudy through the evening and overnight, with winds becoming calm late tonight as well. Kids out the door, 35, so not too dissimilar from yesterday, but the winds are going to be the issue, making it feel a lot colder. 41 lunch and recess, 44 as they head home. It was 59 yesterday. Not quite the same today. In fact, we're actually below normal. We should be about 48, 49 degrees this time of year. Mid-30s by 9, low 40s by noon. Again, most of us daytime highs into the mid-40s out there, and north winds again occasionally gusting to 20. Now, we're going to be a pinch warmer tomorrow. In fact, a little closer to normal, and then we have that Arctic blast that sets in late tomorrow night into Sunday. I'm going to talk about that and the next round of warm weather. It's on the way here in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. 2 people are dead and 2 others injured following a shooting Wednesday night at a recording studio in Newark, New Jersey. The The Essex County Prosecutor's Office confirmed the deaths, saying one person died at the scene and the other in the hospital. 2 others wounded by gunfire are in stable condition. The victims' identities have not been released. The recording studio, called Platinum Sound, is located on the ground level of an apartment building. Newark police have not confirmed any arrests, and it's unclear now how many shooters they're looking for. An I-44 crash near Carthage backs up traffic for 4 miles. Yesterday's collision involved 3 cars and 1 semi. 2 people were transported to hospitals with minor injuries. 2 pickups collided in Webb City yesterday. 1 person was transported to a hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. The crash was cleared in about 60 minutes. A 36-year-old man was hospitalized Wednesday night after a reported stabbing incident in Pittsburgh. Officers found the man with non-life-threatening wounds, and the victim was taken to Overland Park Medical Center for treatment. Authorities say the incident occurred on South Broadway during a disturbance between individuals. Police have located the suspected perpetrator and available witnesses. The investigation is still ongoing and no arrests have been made. U.S. Army Specialist Sarah Beckstrom was laid to rest Tuesday. She was given full military honors during her burial at the West Virginia National Cemetery. The 20-year-old died last month after she was shot in the line of duty in Washington, D.C. She was deployed in August for Operation D.C. Safe and Beautiful. An Arizona woman is sharing her story after surviving a fiery crash on I-10 last May. 18-year-old Ashari Montgomery was trapped inside her burning car when Goodyear police officer Dakota Berry arrived and pulled her to safety. Body camera video shows the intense flames as Montgomery was rescued, suffering severe burns to 1/3 of her body. She continues to recover after multiple surgeries and therapy, wearing a full body suit to help her heal. Montgomery, now a psychology student, says she's thankful to be alive and hopes to inspire others facing difficult times. Wisconsin officials have released body camera footage showing the aftermath of a crash in downtown Milwaukee. The images show the dramatic rescue of an FBI agent whose SUV was hanging over the edge of an interstate overpass. Ben Jordan reports.
Is still in there?
Yeah, she's in here. I broke the back window.
An FBI agent on her way to work during rush hour traffic.
Watch your hand here.
Rescued from this I-794 overpass after a frightening crash that left her SUV's passenger side wheels hanging over a retaining wall.
There it is.
All right.
Yeah. He's good.
The driver of this red car who caused the crash told deputies he was trying to avoid hitting a driver who slammed on the brakes right in front of him.
They were starting to walk.
Yeah.
I turned into this lane because I thought I'm going to hit them.
Yeah.
And I didn't see, but I thought there's a chance no one's here, and it was a guarantee I was going to rear end someone pretty hard. So I turned into this lane.
The Milwaukee County Sheriff's Office says the driver swerved into the FBI agent's SUV, leading to a citation.
Just so you are going to get a ticket today for unsafe lane deviation, okay?
Paramedics and deputies are heard talking about how close the agent came from falling over the edge.
Snow, it's dangerous.
Yeah, I know, man.
Yeah.
They turn into ramps.
Yeah, they do.
The first responders raising concerns about snow built up from plowing crews, creating a ramp along the retaining wall.
That could have been really bad.
I know.
The Milwaukee County's Department of Transportation is responsible for plowing the overpass. A spokesperson tells me, quote, "There is no evidence to suggest that snow accumulation, either on the roadway or the walls, contributed to the accident."
As temperatures begin to drop, Watered Gardens Ministries in Joplin is providing a warming center. The center is open to anyone at times when temperatures reach 20 degrees or lower. Guests are not required to be registered with the overnight shelter that is open every night. Last year, they had over 29,000 overnight stays. A number of organizations around the 4 states open their doors to the public when the temperatures drop. This QR code will take you to a list of many of them on our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Most warming centers will open only when temperatures are 32 degrees or below, and in some cases only during business hours. So you might want to call to check the hours. Also, if your organization has a warming center that you'd like to add to the list, just go to the site to see how. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather coming up on the KOAM Morning News. President Trump threatens more actions against Venezuela after seizing an oil tanker this week. Plus, Trump receives FIFA's inaugural Peace Prize at the World Cup draw ceremony in Washington. And tracking colder air this weekend, Chris has a look at your weekend forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back. Topping World Watch, the Trump administration is ratcheting up the pressure on Venezuelan dictator Nicolas Maduro, hitting members of his family with new sanctions and threatening more military action. Earlier this week, U.S. Special Forces seized a massive oil tanker that the White House says was transporting sanctioned oil used to fuel the country's narco-terrorism regime. Sources tell CBS News the administration is planning more seizures. CBS News' Jared Hill has more from New York.
It's going to be starting on land pretty soon.
President Trump is threatening more action against Venezuela, saying this week's seizure of a tanker off the country's coast was about more than illicit oil, but also illegal immigration and drug trafficking.
It was a successful operation directed by the president to ensure that we're pushing back on a regime that is systematically covering and flooding our country with deadly drugs.
As the tanker now heads to a U.S. port and the White House says investigators are interviewing its crew, sources warn that the Trump administration is planning to seize more ships.
We're not going to stand by and watch sanctioned vessels sail the seas with black market oil, the proceeds of which will fuel narco-terrorism of rogue and illegitimate regimes around the world.
Venezuelan leader Nicolas Maduro slammed the tanker operation on state TV Thursday, likening it to Pirates of the Caribbean. On Capitol Hill, there are bipartisan calls for more transparency from the White House.
What are we doing down there? No one's told us.
The president has stated neither to us nor the American people what exactly the end game, the strategy, the goal is here.
This as the Trump administration has slapped new sanctions on people and businesses with ties to Maduro, including 3 of his wife's nephews, a businessman with connections to Maduro, and 6 shipping companies that operate in Venezuela's oil sector. Jared Hill, CBS News.
The Trump administration also continues to face questions from some lawmakers after 2 survivors of a strike on an alleged drug boat in the Caribbean were killed in a follow-up strike back in September. Last night, House Speaker Mike Johnson saw the classified video of the second strike during a briefing by the operations commander. Afterwards, Johnson says he believed the second strike was, quote, entirely appropriate. Well, still to come, with the World Cup on the horizon, Barcelona's Lamine Yamal piles up the highlights and sets the pace for Spain. Plus, tracking colder air this weekend, Chris has a look at your Friday forecast. Miami is celebrating Inter Miami's Major League Soccer Cup victory with a spectacular skyscraper salute featuring Lionel Messi. The Paramount Miami World Center Tower, standing 700 feet tall, is lit up with Messi Mania in pink and black, displaying Inter Miami's logo. Developer Daniel Codsi notes the building's $3 million lighting system includes 13,000 LEDs and 10,000 panes of impact-resistant glass. The 60-story tower is the 10th tallest south of New York City and will shine through Monday night. Messi, the world's highest-paid athlete, earns $21 million annually plus endorsements. At just 18, Lamine Yamal is already turning heads across world football, blazing by defenders, setting the pace, and piling up one highlight after another. With the World Cup on the horizon, the Barcelona-Spain player is becoming the name everyone's wanting to watch. For many, there's something hard to define about his game, an it factor that goes beyond stats or age.
18-year-old Spanish soccer sensation Lamine Yamal is not yet licensed to drive, not yet liberated from wearing braces. But already the world, like the ball he dribbles, is at his feet.
One thing we keep hearing is this kid's got it.
Right.
What is it?
How do you describe moonlight? How do you describe candlelight? How do you count the bubbles in a glass of champagne? I don't know. I just know when I see it, it's bloody beautiful.
Matchups for the 2026 Men's World Cup are now official. After the tournament draw was held in Washington, D.C., teams and fans around the globe now know their group stage opponents as the countdown to next summer's soccer showcase begins.
A live performance of President Trump's signature dance song. And one of Trump's beloved opera pieces by Andrea Bocelli. were among many touches to honor the president at this year's FIFA World Cup draw at the Kennedy Center for the Performing Arts. FIFA President Gianni Infantino awarded Trump the organization's inaugural Peace Prize after he did not win the Nobel Peace Prize this year.
There is also a beautiful medal for you that you can wear everywhere you want to go.
This is truly one of the great honors of my life.
Among those at the star-studded event, Kevin Hart and Heidi Klum, Tom Brady and Shaquille O'Neal, along with the leaders of Canada and Mexico, both of whom Trump has tussled with publicly. They are co-hosting next year's Men's World Cup with the U.S.
Yeah, we'll discuss that. We get along very well.
But it was soccer, or football, that stole the show.
We have to come up with another name for the NFL stuff. It really doesn't make sense when you think about it. It is really football.
President Trump drew the ball for the USA. The national team will open against Paraguay on June 12th in Los Angeles. Weijia Zhang, CBS News, Washington.
And now to Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, I got that cold front pushing through the region this morning, bringing our temperatures down behind it. Some gusty north winds as well, making it feel even colder. Got a below normal day today, a little warmer tomorrow, much colder tomorrow night. Details on that. And when we'll see the 50s and 60s again when the KOAM Morning News returns. Time now, 6:21. We'll be right back. Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:23 now on this finally Friday here in the 4 states. We've got a cold one already getting cold this morning, and it will stay chilly. We'll be a bit below normal today and then nearer to normal, closer to normal as we head into Saturday before we get a big drop in temperature Saturday night. All right, so again, some of you this morning, like Cassville, for example, you were up to 46 at the last check. The front has just passed through the rest of our area, so that's why you're still a little warmer here. But some locations, southern half of our area, were a little warmer this morning before the front passed through, because it was passing through obviously a little later. So you may have recorded highs today that are going to be warmer than what your daytime highs will actually be. So we had that situation earlier this week as well. We had some spots that were warmer ahead of the cold front. So technically their highs were warmer than what they actually reached by the afternoon. All right. Today, north winds, occasionally gusting to 20. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies. Already seen that across the area, and that'll be the case through most of the day. It'll be about 5 o'clock or so that we'll start to see partly cloudy skies out there. And as we go overnight, still partly cloudy. Winds expected to calm down for us. However, they'll pick back up as we head through the late morning hours on our Saturday. Now, tomorrow will actually, as I mentioned, be a little closer to normal, a little warmer. Our average high this time of year about 48, 49, and that's where we're headed for Saturday. Could even get some low 50s down south because you see this little southerly breeze that works in here along a boundary that's draped across I-44. Now tomorrow is where we start to see our issues, is because we've got a pretty potent winter system. It's not bringing a blizzard necessarily to our east, but it's pretty powerful in terms of the cold air it's bringing. Now the snow and all that business is going to miss us again well off to our east, well off to our northeast really. But this is still a powerful system, and we are still close enough that temperatures are going to really drop as we go late Saturday into Sunday. And that's where our concern comes in. We'll have gusty northeast winds by late Saturday heading into our Sunday, and with temperatures dropping as much as they're going to, we're looking at wind chills across the area, especially overnight Saturday into early Sunday. That could be 0 to 5 above for many of us. However, up north and especially along the 54 corridor where it gets a little colder, those wind chills could be 0 to 5 below, possibly down to 10 below zero as we go overnight and again into early Sunday. So as you're heading out to church, whatever it is you may be doing Sunday morning, you need to be prepared for that. Now winds shouldn't be as gusty on Sunday, but still some breezy northeast winds out there, and that could keep our wind chills into the teens throughout the day on Sunday as well, as we'll be well below average, which I'll show you in a moment. All right, 33 to start. We'll be into the upper 30s by 11 o'clock this morning with those mostly cloudy skies. Highs today right about the mid 40s into the afternoon. Again, still mostly cloudy, north winds occasionally gusting to 20, partly cloudy through the evening and overnight, upper 20s. So we're actually seasonably cold tonight. It's about where we should be. Winds expected to be calm, but keep that 29 for the low tonight in mind, because we're going to be lucky if we reach that in some cases as we head into Sunday for a high. We're going to go upper 40s on Saturday, down into the teens, maybe some single digits up north, and that's why those wind chills are a major concern for us. It's dangerously cold for some folks, so you need to be cautious, need to bundle up. And I said only making it into the 20s. We're going to be colder than our average low for highs on Sunday. We're still into the teens Sunday night, but Monday kicks off another warming trend. That at least has been very consistent. We start in the 40s, climbing into the 50s, and maybe even the low 60s by next weekend, with some isolated shower chances Tuesday through Thursday. That's Check Your Forecast. We're going to send it over now to Samantha with Health Watch.
Thanks, Chris. The Department of Agriculture has approved 6 more states for waivers that ban using food stamps to buy certain sugary foods and drinks. That means more than a third of all states will soon limit those purchases. The Agriculture Department has been approving waivers since May. They prohibit the use of SNAP benefits to buy items like soda, energy drinks, candy, and prepared desserts. The restrictions will mostly go into effect next year, impacting around 14 million people in 18 states. The list of prohibited items vary from state to state. Waivers typically last 2 years but can be extended. The National Grocers Association says waivers may be approved in 11 more states.
Why wouldn't I remember that? That's a great picture.
For Christy Morrill, a trip down memory lane requires some help.
Yes, there you are.
Morrill relies on photos and his wife Karen to relive moments he can no longer remember.
So much of him is gone.
It happened suddenly, nearly 5 decades of memories gone in a day.
One day I went for a bike ride with some friends out on the coast out here. Karen said to me, "Where did you guys go? What'd you do?" And I said, "What do you mean?" I had no recollection.
It took him and his neurologist, Dr. Michael Cohen, months to find a diagnosis: autoimmune encephalitis. It's a rare disease that attacks and inflames the brain.
I thought it was unusual. My colleagues thought it was unusual. I guess in retrospect, because it was so unusual, one has to think about unusual disorders.
Severity of symptoms varies by patient and can worsen over time. The disease can cause personality changes, brain damage, stroke, and sometimes death. Morrill had treatment to reduce brain inflammation, and while he can remember names and dates, several memory gaps still remain.
I remember Ulysses is published in Paris in 1922 at Sylvia Beach's bookstore. Why do I remember that, which is of no use to me anymore, and yet I can't remember my son's wedding?
Morrill is sharing his story to raise awareness for the disease that impacts people of all ages, and its root cause is still unknown.
I have the new memories. From here, it's about living forward.
Now, letting go of the past he once knew while walking toward a memorable future. Gwen Baumgardner, CBS News, Los Angeles.
That's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. Right now at 6:30, piles of scarves, hats, and gloves are ready to warm Joplin. Now, how Chase the Chill volunteers are spreading community love.
And in our forecast, the chill chasing us as we've got another cold and breezy day out there. A look at your forecast coming up.
Plus, a group of volunteers makes learning fun while they do good in the Joplin community.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:32. I'm Samantha Walker.
Hi, Chris Warner. It is finally Friday in the 4 states. Happy Friday, everybody. It's December the 12th. We got double confirmation on that earlier just because you guys at home know. Look, my short-term memory does not exist. It's good for like 5 minutes at best.
You would hope between the two of us, though, we would have been able to like piece it together. But we, I think, started questioning ourselves. And
yeah, we
did. News, we're fact-focused, so we said, you know what?
We'll do some investigative journalism here to find out what day it is. Well,
somebody check the calendar.
We gotta break it out. We gotta get more than one calendar to verify. Well, anyway, happy Friday, everybody. It's a bit of a cold start for many of us out there. Some of you ahead of the front this morning. We're a little warmer, but you're gonna get cold as well. And our highs today, below average. And after a nice day yesterday, pushing near 60 degrees, isn't too bad.
Got spoiled.
We did. And today, the opposite. Let's start with our live look from downtown Pittsburgh. And every so often, if you look, you'll see the Christmas decorations blowing around. We've got occasional gusts from the north at about 20 miles an hour or so. And it's just enough to make it feel a bit colder out there. Our camera 7th and range line looking good as well this morning. Same from the KDOT camera 69 and 400. Again, looking along 171 here. Got some folks starting their day, and I'm sure that all of them have their heat on. Same with these folks lined up at the red light at 32nd and Range Line in Joplin. MoDOT camera there. Like I said, 8 out of 10 times we come to it, the light's red. But it's okay because we get to see these folks. And they don't know they're on right now, but if they did, I'm sure they'd take a moment and wave. But they have no idea that we're watching them drive to wherever it is they're going this morning. All right, temperatures coming down still. 33 in Joplin. Started earlier this morning, about 37. We're down to 30 in Pittsburgh. And across the area, we've got some 20s up north. We've got some upper 20s. So Yates Center, Iola, Fort Scott, and Nevada. Now, Cassville, you were at 46 earlier. Now you're down to 42. Bentonville's dropping as well, now down to 44. We've got upper 20s, low mid 30s, still some upper 30s, obviously a couple of 40s, but the front has now officially made it through our area, so the temperatures here are going to continue to fall back. Behind the front, those north winds are again a bit gusty, so we are getting some wind chills that are pretty cold out there into the low 20s, so not significant, but still into the low 20s. You see Cassville, for example, not much of a wind chill here yet, sitting at 41, but it is getting cold out there. Now again, I'm reminder too, for those of you like Cassville, ahead of the front earlier this morning, you may have recorded highs today that are going to be warmer than what your actual daytime temperatures will be this afternoon because you were ahead of the front long enough that it got warmer than what it'll be later today. All right, future track, mostly cloudy skies, north winds again occasionally gusting to 20 miles an hour. Once we get past about 5 o'clock or so, we should start to go partly cloudy and winds will become calm overnight tonight as well. Kids out the door 35. We're looking at 41 for lunch and recess, 44 as they head home as compared to, again, yesterday's 59. We're going to go mid-30s by 9, low 40s by noon, mid-40s for most of us for those highs today. North winds again occasionally gusting to 20. Average high this time of year about 48, 49, so just a bit below that. Now tomorrow we're going to be closer to normal before we get that big temperature drop. We're going to go over those details with you. I'll tell you how cold it's going to get in just a few more minutes. Samantha?
Chris, thanks. The Four States community comes together to help neighbors beat the cold. Community members in Southwest Missouri are helping those who may find it hard to stay warm this season. In Joplin, one annual event brings together dozens of volunteers, all in an effort to help others chase the chill. KOAM's Anthony Saviello has more.
Piles of scarves, hats, and gloves. Whether they're handmade, gently used, or brand new, it's all accepted to help those in need.
I had a lady one time that wrote us about being able to clothe her kids for the bus stop. And that's just an awesome feeling. No matter what part of the project you're in, even just businesses having a tote site, no matter what aspect you're helping us, the amount of giving and kindness and caring is just crazy.
Volunteers tag, then bag all these items that will then be distributed all across town.
So people don't have to have a certain income or economic level. There's no form to fill out. You just literally go out the second Saturday of December and pick yourself up a set of winter accessories.
For project manager Jessica Moss, this year is bittersweet. It's her last one in charge.
I'm going to still crochet behind the scenes and make them. I'm going to go back to being a volunteer on the sidelines, but it is bittersweet. I started this project after my grandmother passed away. She was a huge volunteer and was one of the first 5 volunteers for Ronald McDonald House. So I started it the year she passed away because I wanted to do a legacy kind of for myself in her honor. And so it is bittersweet to step down from leaving.
Despite the changing of the guard, Chase the Chill shows no signs of going cold. Anthony Saviello, KOAM News.
Now we visit a piece of land in Joplin that's quite unique. Wildcat Glades depends on dedicated volunteers who work thousands of hours preserving this special ecosystem while educating others about nature. KOAM's Ty Parks shows us how this community is making a difference.
Wildcat Glades in Joplin is a special piece of land that is unique in the world. The Wildcat Glades Nature Group works to keep it going.
Last year, our volunteers clocked over 10,000 hours of volunteer service. It's quite a bit. They go out there on their hands and knees and they pull winter creeper, they pull burning bush, and then calorie pear, and then this week we're actually removing some cedar trees that don't belong out there.
Keeping the trails accessible and looking nice is important to the volunteers, and their second main focus is education.
One of the things that we work really hard on is educating people about water quality. This Shoal Creek is tested multiple times throughout the year, to see if the quality is good. Shoal Creek passes again and again. So while it might look brown to people, that is not a bad thing. It's really not. You're going to find a lot of microorganisms.
The education is important. They bring in people to teach children about the glades and the wildlife around the glades.
We provide that environment and that opportunity for people to really get out there and make a difference. We can all whine about the environment, but how many of us are willing to get out there and work with it? I'll tell you, our volunteers do. Our volunteers are out there. We see between 75 and 100 different people a month in and out of this building, in and out of Shoal Creek.
In Joplin, Ty Parks, KOAM News.
That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. We have Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 stories of the week. Well, welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker in the studio with his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning.
Thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. Let's take a look at the big 3 stories, what's happening where you live, live and local. This last Monday morning, a rollover crash to begin off the week. Boy, so what we found out, driver fell asleep. What looks like a very serious crash. A driver suffered non-life-threatening injuries right on the edge of Joplin and Airport Drive Village. Missouri State Highway Patrol are investigating. If you're an overnight worker, of course, you know sometimes you're tired. Maybe pull over, take a little cat nap, or don't get on the road at all if you got a long drive. Very, very dangerous, obviously. Number 2 story, live and local. It happened last Friday morning, just right after the show here in Shota, Oklahoma, near Pryor. This is the Oklahoma State Medical Examiner. This is the man that passed away, Emmanuel Manny Sikdukakis, if I could say that right, sorry. He's from Idaho, but he was a pilot of this helicopter that they think probably clipped some wires as they were hanging new wires for GRDA and that electrical system down there. More on our website at KOAM News Now. Our number 1 story, it's kind of lighthearted, but maybe not for the people that work there. At Jefferson's, everybody's been talking about this week. Jefferson's announced this last Saturday to their staff they're going to be closing. Last day is going to be December 28th. So also they're going to be giving away $1 for every order of wings to the Joplin school system. So people have been asking, what are they going to do with the dollars on the wall? I'm not necessarily sure. I don't know. Is that legal tender after people write all over it? Maybe. I don't know.
I would want to test it.
Yeah, there you go. So Jefferson's, like I said, it's coming up the 28th if you want to make it in there for your last trip there. It's kind of sad to see that location closing. I know a lot of people enjoy it. Yeah. How about our Christmas light list? We've got it. It's out. We're adding to it all the time. I think there's about 35 places right now. This is in Commerce, Oklahoma. Rush Lights. I spent a lot of time putting that one to music. Webb City, of course, at King Jack Park. They have that huge drive-through display that you can see. This was in the Hickory Hills neighborhood, the Molinaro, the plastic form stuff from the 50s and 60s. Really cool. Here's another one. This one's in Neosho near Sherman and Riley Street. So we've got directions to all of these locations, and they're kind of broke up into sections, and you can kind of follow along through that list. So if you want to check it out, it's our Christmas light list, our bonus story of the week this week.
And those are always so fun because, you know, especially during the holidays, you know, it's something free typically that you can go do. Just get in the car and drive.
Yep.
I know I'm going to sound like a crazy cat lady, but I'm taking my cats
to see the Christmas lights?
I learned last year they really like it because, you know, I don't let them outside. They're not
right.
But they really like it because they like sparkly things that move.
Yeah,
like, oh
there you
go.
Goodness,
look at it.
Well, I work hard on this list, so everybody enjoy it.
We appreciate it so much. Well, thank you so much, Shannon. We'll be right back.
All right, time now for some Friday birthdays, and we're starting in Owasso, Oklahoma, with William High School. Celebrating birthday number 2, says love you bunches from your family.
And Lainey Belk is celebrating birthday number 5. It says love Mima, Papa, and Abby. Happy birthday, Lainey.
And in Farlington, Milan Shupak celebrating birthday number 13 today. Happy birthday.
And in Arma, Anna and Ashley Lavelle are celebrating birthday number 23. It says happy birthday from your family and friends.
And Bryce Davis in Columbus celebrating birthday number 24 today. Happy birthday, Bryce.
And in Pittsburgh, Emily Porter is celebrating birthday number 33. It says happy birthday from your family and friends.
And in Carthage, Michael Tuba celebrating birthday number 67 today. Happy birthday.
And in Hyattville, Kansas, Steve Cisney is celebrating birthday number 73. Happy birthday, Steve.
And Wayne Burrows of Columbus celebrating birthday number 86 today. Says happy birthday from your family and friends.
And in St. Paul, Clara Whelan is celebrating birthday number 91. Happy birthday, Clara.
And we've got Mark and Crystal Johnson in La Russell celebrating their 13th anniversary today. Very happy anniversary to you.
And in Columbus, Mary Price is celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Mary.
And Melody White, also in Columbus, celebrating a birthday, says happy birthday from your family and church family.
And in Humboldt, Kansas, Donna Carlson is celebrating a very happy birthday today. Happy birthday, Donna.
And our very near neighbor in Lawton, Christy York, celebrating a birthday today as well. And of course, a very happy birthday and anniversary to all of you on our list. And if you would like to celebrate with us, it's super easy, Samantha, isn't it?
It's so easy. If you can see that email on your screen, it's birthdays@komnewsnow.com. You can send those birthdays, emails, any pictures you want us to include there, but make sure you pay attention to that deadline so that way we can make sure we get it in plenty of time to be able to celebrate with you on your special day.
Yes, very important there. And our temperature roller coaster ride, whatever it is you want to call all of this the last several days, continues. 3 days, 3 fronts, 3 different sets of temperatures up and down. 2 days ago, it was a cold front came in early in the morning, dropped our temperatures. Yesterday, it was a warm front came in early in the morning, brought our temperatures up. Today, it's another cold front coming through. It's already passed through now, so early this morning as well, bringing our temperatures back down. Now, behind this front, we've got, well, in fact, already, we've got mostly cloudy skies, and we're expected to be mostly cloudy through most of the day today as well. We'll have north winds occasionally gusting to 20, so it will make it feel a little cooler out there at times. We'll eventually start to go partly cloudy by about 5, 6 o'clock this evening. Will remain partly cloudy through the evening and overnight. Winds will be calm overnight tonight and into early tomorrow morning, but by about mid-morning, late morning tomorrow, those winds will pick back up again, starting to gust upwards of 20. We'll have partly cloudy skies initially, and some of you may even get a little warmer into some low 50s out there because we've got this little boundary southerly breeze right along I-44, and it's brief. Tomorrow, the majority of us will actually be really close to average. We'll be warmer tomorrow than where we're going to be today. Not as warm as yesterday, but closer to normal. Now what we run into is, again, that powerful system. Again, snow and stuff staying well off to our east, but it is still a potent system bringing Arctic air to a good portion of the Midwest, and that will include us. So even though we will be warmer tomorrow by just a few degrees, we will be considerably colder tomorrow night into Sunday. In fact, Sunday's highs are going to be below what our average low is for this time of year for most of us. That's how cold it's going to get. But because Mother Nature is in a mood this month, we will turn around and start warming up, and we'll be almost 30 to 35 degrees warmer by next weekend compared to where we will be on Sunday. That's a gradual warm-up. It takes several days, but that's the wild ride we are on. So Saturday evening, clouds will begin to increase. We'll go mostly cloudy. They will go partly cloudy overnight into Sunday, maybe even some sunny skies on Sunday. We'll have this northeasterly breeze. Could occasionally pick up a bit, gusts maybe 15, 20. Not extreme, but with temperatures that cold, wind chills throughout the day on Sunday could be in the teens for a good portion of the day. And overnight Saturday into Sunday, temperatures drop into the teens, maybe some single digits, especially along the 54 corridor where it gets a little colder up there. And that's going to put wind chills down to 0 to maybe 5 above. But where it gets a little colder, we're talking wind chills Saturday night into early Sunday that could be 5 below, 10 below 0 in some cases. So you want to bundle up. You want to make sure you're checking in on those who are more susceptible to the extreme cold. We've talked about the extreme heat this summer, this time. This is one of our coldest points so far for this season, for this half of the year. So we just want to make sure we're prepared because we're talking potentially dangerously cold temperatures for some people as we go into Saturday night and Sunday morning. Like I said, we could get a little more sunshine, so it will be one of those things, again, where it'll look warmer if you're inside, but it will not be warmer once you go outside as we stay bitterly cold. As for the rest of this morning, though, we're going to be in the low 30s-ish to start, depending on how far behind the front you are. Some of you are in the upper 20s already, and then we'll make about the upper 30s by 11 o'clock this morning. We're going to have another look at your forecast and go over the gradual warming trend that takes place next week, and of course your wake-up recap in just a moment. And when we transition to Fox 14 at 7 a.m., we're going to visit a piece of land in Joplin that's quite unique. Wildcat Glades depends on dedicated volunteers who work thousands of hours preserving this special ecosystem while educating others about nature. We've got that and more at 7 a.m.
This is your Wake Up Recap for December 12th, your top stories to start your day. An I-44 crash near Carthage backs up traffic 4 miles. Yesterday's collision involved 3 cars and 1 semi. 2 people were transported to hospitals with minor injuries. That's a check of today's Wake Up Recap.
And we are going to be cooler today into the mid-40s, mostly cloudy, north winds occasionally gusting upwards of 20 miles an hour. Partly cloudy though, after 5 will be seasonably cold tonight to the upper 20s and winds expected to be calm. The winds pick up again out of the north tomorrow, but we're warmer, upper 40s, maybe even a couple low 50s before Arctic air sets in, dropping down to the teens, maybe single digits Saturday night, only in the 20s on Sunday. So Saturday night, again, bitterly cold, potentially dangerously cold wind chills. It could be 0, maybe even 10 below 0 in some cases, but it's a short-lived Arctic blast, 40s, 50s, and eventually 60s as we roll into the next work week.
You know, we've been spoiled with some warm temperatures, and we may have some more in the future, but we have to get through some of this.
Yeah, we're going to get a stark reminder that it is December as we head into this weekend.
Well, thanks, Chris. Coming up today at noon, we're making cheesy potato pancakes in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings. The relationship between Hollywood and AI may be getting stronger. Next on CBS Mornings, details of a major deal Disney made making hundreds of its animated and illustrated characters available for AI-generated videos.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, Shannon Becker joins us in the studio to break down his big 3 live and local stories of the week.
And we're going to take a visit to a piece of land in Joplin that is quite unique, Wildcat Glades. They depend on volunteers. We're going to talk about that as well at 7 a.m. It's going to wrap it up for us for now, though. We'll be back Monday morning bright and early at 5 a.m.
And we'll see you today at noon.